see about getting lucky. A lot of deer cruising right now. They're off does. What does we have found that have been hot, there's been, I don't know, 3 to 4 bucks on them. So I assume that means that there's only a couple in right now, since there's that many on one doe. A lot of does by themselves, and then we've spotted some big bucks up cruising. The only problem is when they're up moving like that, we have a hell of a time getting in front of them. So get some confidence back. Hopefully old Swamp Donkey comes in, put an arrow through his chest, and call it a trip. Go drink some beer. Oh. There we go. Alright. Last night in Kansas, I've called this thing in twice. I told myself I wasn't going to shoot him. Then he called in again. He's not, ain't nothing special. Just a little 2-year-old. He's got that one side's a weird dagger that comes back. So I was like, well, we'll go ahead and get him out of here. So, hey, tag field, called him in, rattled him in, had a really nice, I'm guessing a 3-year-old coming about 40 yards. I think he might have got to about 35. A little 11 point, but he's going to be somebody. He's about twice as big as what this one was, but this one did it right. So he got it. Not the Kansas giant you look for, but it is what it is. My last trip. It's funny. You know, you go on these hunts, and then you end up shooting a stinking goofy one. But anytime you rattle him in, I mean, he grunted it in the first time. Him and another little buck over there started posturing one another, and then he hit it out, and I was like, oh, hell. It's getting pretty close to dark now. We'll see what happens. I hit them horns, and then he come running right back in. I mean, was underneath me, had me twisted around all over the place, and then finally he started to work off, so then I stuck him. Well, it's an expensive goofy racked 8-point. Hey, it may just be he got 4 on the one side, but the other side is just like a spike thing that comes back. So we'll run up there, check him out. I'm not sure what he's got going on there. It's kind of neat. So he busted something off, but these things are fighters. I called him in once. I was like, I don't know. And then I rattled him back in. It's like, hell with it. There was an 11-pointer. I think he had 2 little kickers. A nice young buck come in before him. Not twice as big, but anyway, maybe we'll get lucky and he'll show up again next year. I just didn't quite have the heart to shoot him, but then old Goofy come in and last night, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and fill the tag anyway. So don't believe I'm gonna put him on the wall, but finally made a good shot. But wounded one, so that was fun. But when they're 25 yards, I suppose a guy should be able to. So anyway, we're gonna get him cleaned up. He is big bodied. It's so hard to tell how old they are out here, because the thing, if this deer was shot back home, you'd swear he was 8. But they're just huge.